What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique, and it is my pleasure. I'm here speaking to Lamont Roach Jr. He has a huge fight coming up. Is also a fighter that's had a tremendous amount of professional experience. How you doing today, Lamont?
Man, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it. So, man, obviously, a lot of boxing fans out now, or where people are watching what's next, what fights are coming up next. So, obviously, one of the biggest dates coming up now is December 14th. You're taking on Gervonta Davis. Talk a little bit about how that fight came about and how you guys were able to go ahead and sign on the dotted line to get that fight done.
Well, basically, I did my due diligence throughout my career. Um, I fought my way up the blue collar way. No, you know, no special advances, no celebrity or how you say Instagram based backing or anything like that. I earned my stripes the hard way. Worked my way up to win a world title, and now I'm here. You know, what I'm saying I'm the best in my division at 130 pounds. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and so is Gervonta Davis. So I figured I worked my way up to this point, and they reached out and asked if we like if we like the rumble. So we accepted, of course, and I'm gonna get to show the world who Lamont Roach really is on December 14th.
Yeah, so I think it's a interesting fight for people to understand is that where you traditionally fight is a weight class lower than Gervonta. So to accept this challenge, you literally are stepping up in weight to
Yeah.
take on one of the best fighters in the world. So there was no hesitation in you taking this opportunity. Can you kind of expound on why you were like, yeah, I, you call my name, I'm coming through. What went into that decision? And you just like no hesitation, I'm gonna take this fight.
Because I know I'm the best. I just know I'm the best. I'm not a small 130 pounder for all the people who don't know.
Hmm.
And on top of that, Tank is he's not a big guy. Actually, probably bigger than him in stature, um, height and body mass wise. So
Hmm.
it's not really like a big difference. I'll be more comfortable at 135 pounds, 5 pounds less to lose, and you know it's just that's one of the things that definitely factored in, and the fact that I know that I am one of the best in the world. So I'm able to compete. Well, we have history. We fought twice in the amateurs,
Hmm.
and it's about that time.
Yeah. Now you were saying like obviously, you see definitely the height difference. Do you feel like fighting up at 135, you feel like you will have more punching power? Because a lot of people think automatically, well, if he's moving up, generally he either isn't going to carry his power with him, he'll have less power because he's fighting at a higher weight class. But I have seen some instances in history where guys kind of grew in, like as they stepped up in weight class, they ended up having more power on their higher weight class. You
Right.
think that'll be your situation?
I think so for sure. The way I work, the way we work our body in camp, and how strong I am now, even at 130 pounds, even though I don't have the knockouts to prove, but everybody I fought, I hurt them or I either dropped them or what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. It's just we just didn't get to finish them if they did, if we didn't. But coming up to 135, I'll definitely be stronger. I don't have to, deplete my body to the point where I have to lose those like last 2 pounds. That's taking off some muscle mass. That's taking off some strength. I'll be super comfortable here, so I'll be super strong.
You say you walk around at what, like 145, 150, more bigger than that?
Yeah, no, in that range, definitely 145, 150. Especially if I'm in the gym. I know I don't get above 150.
Got you. Right. So this is a essentially is a much less strenuous weight cut for you to get to 135
Yeah,
and
definitely.
allows you to be more comfortable on fight week, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I'm gonna talk to you from a standpoint of, and I'm sure you've heard all of this on social media, right? And I want to hear like what your answers are for some of these things, right? So
Right.
people are gonna say, okay, well, Gervonta wanted to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko may or may not be retiring.
Hmm.
He's fighting Lamont Roach Jr. This feels like he's taking and this is I'm sure you've seen these opinions. This feels like he's taking what they would say is an easier fight. What is your response to that concept?
I ain't worried about that. So that's probably just. I mean, like the same response that he'll have if you was to ask him. Like,
Hmm.
I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the champ at 130 pounds. Obviously, we hear the talks, the people that he wanted to fight, or the people that people are interested in fighting him. That business just didn't line up. I'm not saying nobody's ducking anybody, but you know what I'm saying. Obviously, that didn't happen. So we're here, and and to let people know, I was already in the mix. I've been 2 years ago. I've been in the conversation to fight him. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
it's always been like I always been amongst those names or whatever the case may be. It's not nothing new. I always knew that eventually this fight would happen. So whatever the case may be, and then the people who think this is going to be a easier fight, they just gonna find out. That's all.
Right. Now, I mean, so I look at this is a great opportunity, honestly, for you, obviously to win a championship, to get a win over one of the bigger names in boxing, but even beyond that, just to kind of, you introducing yourself to a lot of casual fans, because people who know boxing, if to me, in my personal opinion, if you feel like you really know boxing, and even though there's a lot of world champions, if there's a person that's a legitimate world champion and you don't know who they are, then I don't know. You really not really watching. You're not really paying attention.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're not really paying
Exactly.
attention. But this is an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to people who, because it's levels to this, the way you follow the
Most
sport.
definitely. Yeah,
You know,
most definitely.
yeah. So as you go into this fight, right? You're probably going to be visually the bigger man, right?
Yeah.
What is Can you share anything about the way you're going to approach this fight, even from a mental standpoint?
Just from a mental standpoint, I'm just not worried about what I'm saying, not too worried about what he has going on in the ring. Obviously we know the obvious. He's a great fighter. We know he's a great puncher, but that's what people go wrong at. Worrying about his punching power. If you're worried about getting hit with a big shot all night, eventually it's gonna happen. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sticking to my game. I'm sticking to my game plan. Like I said, I'm confident in my skills. I'm confident in my will. I'm confident in every aspect of my game. So, um, come December 14th, I'm just going to be the better man at everything that I can be.
Yeah. Now you guys both are from the same area, obviously. Was there desire, obviously, to have this fight in you guys' region? Like what worked it? How did it work out? We ended up the fight being in Houston.
I ain't had no control over that. I would rather it be in the area too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's strategic for them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's strategic for them. I
Hmm.
don't know. Maybe there's an upside that they feel they have in Houston, or whatever the case may be. Like you said, a lot of casuals don't know who I am.
Hmm.
So maybe a whole lot of casuals who fill the arena outside of the people who do know boxing and the big name guys or whatever the case may be. But that's what's most likely going to fill up the arena, and then obviously they're going to be cheering for the guy that they know. So
Hmm.
I guess that might be an upside for them. He just might like Houston. He just might like it. His last fight. I think they wanted to do it in Houston,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they ended up doing it in Vegas. So
Yeah, there's a lot of times fighters, of course, they build markets as secondary to where they're from, and they, a lot of the Mexican fighters will fight in Texas, so on and so
yeah.
forth. So it just kind of works that way. Now, can you tell me like your last fight against Firgal McCrory?
Hmm.
Uh, tell me what, like, because he came into that fight undefeated, and
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about how that fight came about. Was that a fight that you took knowing that there was a huge opportunity on deck? How did that go?
We took that fight to stay busy in between our mandatory. We had a mandatory challenger, and we had the option to defend our title, a voluntary defense. So of course we'd take that, and that played out business wise, and it just keep me fresh and keep me not waiting for anything. Firgo was an undefeated guy coming up, undefeated contender coming up. Tough, hard nosed guy who didn't take no for an answer. So we chose him, and knowing that he'll give a spectacular fight, or a spectacular effort. And
Hmm.
all I had to do was show up and do my thing, and I think that's what I did. So, and on top of that, it was for my home crowd. That was something that I wanted to do for them, bring fights back home. I haven't fought at home in a long time, so that was really a thing. And I promised my fans and my family and my friends that I'll win a world title and I'll come home and defend the world title, and that's what I did. So that was more of a personal thing that I wanted to do, that I wanted to do for my career, do for my people.
Yeah. Now you got between like now and the fight, right? It's about a little bit less than 2 months. Do you feel
Yeah,
like there is, like as you mentioned, there's a lot of casuals or whatever that may not know who you are. Do you feel like there is a benefit to you, like really like turning up the heat in terms of marketing yourself, getting your like, because you know how this works. Like this is this fight, but this fight sets up the next fight. This fight sets up the next fight and the next fight. Do you feel like that's something that you really need to do right now, where while everything is surging to your direction? Because December 14th, y'all are going to be the centerpiece of the boxing universe.
of course. It's a platform that I'm grateful to be on. Like I said, even though I work my way here, that I think I'm saying it's not far fetched. Of course, that's what you have to do. Take advantage of the opportunities that you're given. Um, this is one that we'll definitely capitalize on, and I'll tell everybody you know, who's going to the fight or who's paying attention or who's locked in to expect a rematch. That's all I'm gonna say. And
Yeah.
we just gonna capitalize off of that. That's gonna we're gonna flip the boxing world upside down with this.
Yeah, that is it's I always like to follow the stories within the fights, man. Like there's two guys from the same area. One came in with a little bit more notoriety, or a lot more notoriety than the other one. But together, you guys, if a great fight comes from this, it elevates both guys and brings you all to like a whole different level. I did see something that you tweeted that caught my eye because in addition to combat sports, I cover video games, and I think you had an
Okay.
undisputed tweet on there. I think you were saying you was
Yeah.
giving out beatings
Uh-huh.
on undisputed. I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I dig
Yeah.
it, I dig it, I dig it. So I got to ask you, as you've been playing the game since it came out, what's your thoughts on the gameplay and what's your thoughts on the game overall?
Uh okay, I'm gonna judge this on a scale that, given it's the only game we have that's a boxing
Yeah,
game.
I feel
So
you.
so I ex- I'm exceptionally satisfied with the game. Because it's what we want and it's the only thing that we have.
Hmm.
So the gameplay is okay. I mean, obviously there's a lot of, like, what I'm saying, loops and glitches that
Yeah.
need to be patched up.
Hmm.
Um, it can be a lot smoother when it comes to counter punching and you know uh, catching and coming back, and just the little gaps in between the counter punching. And to some people who haven't played the game yet, you actually have to know how to play the game. Like,
Yeah.
not necessarily be a boxer. You actually have to know how to play the game. Like, you
Right.
actually have to know little movements and stuff like that, and how to execute them and everything like that. Like, it's not just, all right, I know how to box. and I
Yeah.
know what will work. Because some people know the aspect of the actual video game and will
Right.
whoop you, like for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
So I like that. I think they can get a better roster. I think the game is like UK based or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
yeah, I think it's UK based. So, but they could get a better roster, and I like the career mode or whatever the case may be. I like the game. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining.
Yeah.
It's not fighting, but I
Yeah.
like the game.
I feel you. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so a friend of mine is the head of the studio for the
Hmm.
game. And I always like to get like fighters who actually play the game. And the way it's like, you got some fighters that'll play it once or twice and go, oh man, look at the graphics. But I could tell you actually play it. So I always,
Yeah.
if I talk to a fighter, an actual fighter, a world-class fighter who actually plays the game, I want to see what they think about it. And I do appreciate and I think agree with what you're saying. Counterpunching is really tough because somebody will throw a shot, you'll slip it, you'll make a miss, and there needs to be a little bit of a
Can't
delay
come
so that
back
I can
immediately.
come back. But the dude that's missed can come back and throw another shot, so he don't never. You can never make him miss, make him pay the way you're supposed to. So I
All
definitely
right.
feel what you're saying. I definitely feel what you're saying with that. So because you were talking about the roster, would you be interested in being a part of the roster?
Yeah, I would. I
Yeah,
definitely would. I think,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, how long was Undisputed in the making? Like, how
It's been
long
some
were they
years,
trying to
man.
create the game?
It's been some years because when it started off, it was called Esports Boxing Club. And then
Okay.
they went through some transition and the name changed to Undisputed. And I've talked to some fighters that had agreed to be in Esports Boxing Club, but did not know that it was the same game. So did somebody
Right.
reach out to you at some point?
So that's what exactly. That's what I think. I think it happened like years ago. They had reached out to me, and and I didn't. I just didn't respond. I did read it and I thought about it, but I didn't. I didn't get back to them. That's all.
Right, 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 right. Well, I mean, man, now definitely feels like the time for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because you know how it is. There's a fight coming up. People want to
Hmm.
pick up the game and they want to like Gervonta's not in the game, of course, but there's the people want to pick up the game and they want to fight with the matchup that's coming up.
Yeah.
But it'd be really dope, honestly, if you're in the game, even though Gervonta's not, that still would be pretty dope. So
Yeah, for
uh
sure.
yeah,
I'd be interested in joining the game for sure.
yeah, man, that I think that would be awesome. Anytime you can add a world champion to the game is great. And then the awesome thing about what's coming up for you in December 14th is, obviously you going in the fight to win. But in a lot of ways, man, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you going in this fight really with not much to lose because it's like, yeah, I want to win. I'm a dog. I'm a competitor. I don't go into nothing to lose. But you can go all the way out because your title isn't on the line, correct?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're fighting for his title and not my
Mm.
title.
Yeah, yeah. And so if it's almost like you got all these doubters and you got people who say, oh, he has no chance. Well, I got nothing to lose. I come in here, however, I come in here, go all out. Is that your mentality or?
Uh, Regardless of the situation, that will always be my mentality. I have no choice but to win. Me
Yeah, yeah,
personally, I got no choice but to win. That's my only choice. That's my only goal. I don't think about you know, what are the upsides if I don't win because I don't think about not winning. If you get what I'm saying,
no,
but
I
yeah,
got
but in the aspect that you are coming from, essentially yes,
you. Yeah, yeah,
basically, like what I'm saying, I'm still champion at 130, um, and that's the thing. But everybody's going to see how great I am on December 14th. Not even how good I am, how great I am.
yeah,
And we're gonna do everything we can to what I'm saying, to show that for sure. And we're gonna double down on ourselves. That's what we've been doing all our career, doubling
yeah,
down on ourselves, betting on ourselves. And obviously, what I'm saying, we got here for a reason. Why not take it up to another level? Why not take it another notch? I think it's my time. I think it's perfect timing. and I think we're gonna keep the ball rolling for sure. I know we are, and you know, hopefully I can be one of the only guys that will be defending his titles between weight classes because I do plan on going. I got some business to handle at 130 too, still.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
want I want to campaign at both weights if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, yeah. I know there's, you got an interim champion
Mm.
right under you, and then Otar is considered the number one contender in WBA. And of course you got other guys from the other governing bodies,
Yeah.
who may want to come over. I did hear the Kasase fight would be one that people would want to make uh at 130 with you. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great time, honestly. People say what they want, but it's a great time to be Lamont Roach right now.
Man, tell me about it. That's why I was just like, man, all these people right here talking, knowing damn well they'll trade in a heartbeat to be in my shoes. So it's all good though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, man, I appreciate your time, bro. I really do appreciate the opportunity to get and talk to you. Hopefully, we get a chance to speak again. Maybe we link up on Undisputed. I try to catch you with a couple of these counters.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just for sure, just shoot me a message or something. I'll send you my PSN if you got PlayStation.
Yeah, I got PlayStation. I got PlayStation.
Yeah, for sure, we can run it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, man. I appreciate your time. Hopefully, like I said, we get a chance to talk again.
All right, no doubt. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.